Hello everyone and welcome to our third part of our tutorial series on building a full stack task management application using Next.js. In the previous video, we have seen how to install the Next.js application and also how to create a context API within our Next.js application. So in this video, we'll learn how to create a task form so that we can add our task to the task list. So let's get started. So first of all, I will create a component folder inside our app. So name is components, and inside that components folder, I will create a file called taskform.tsx. Okay, and I will generate a code snippet for React component. Okay, by using RAFC syntax. Okay, and now like this component will be responsible for rendering the form on the UI. So now let's create this UI. So first of all, I will create some state which will be responsible for handling the form state. Okay. So first let's see the like which kind of variable we need. Okay. So if you go to interfaces, like this interfaces we have created into our like creating the context API in our Next.js application. In that video, I have shown you how to create the interface. You can refer to this. So now let's see here, like to create a task, we need ID, title, description, and status. ID we can generate automatically. We don't need to take it from user, but title, description, and status we need to take it from user itself. Okay. So for that, we will create those states here. So I will write const title set title is equal to use state, and the type of this title will be string. Okay, and initial value will be empty string. Okay, so now I will create for description. So description set description is equal to use state. So type of this description will be a string, initial value empty string. Okay, now create the state. So const status set status, okay, is equal to use state. Okay, now the type of this use state will be same to as our task status. Okay, so for that we can write here as task, okay, of status. Okay, and the initial value we can take as all. Okay, and this task I need to import it. So for that I will press the control and space button, then it will give me the suggestion like from where we can import it, and it's done. So now we have created the all state. Okay, so now let's create our task for. Okay, so into the return statement, okay, I will remove the div, okay, here, and I will create a form like this, and I will give the class name to this form as bg white rounded px hyphen 8 and pt hyphen 6 and mb hyphen 4. Okay, and inside this form I will create a s2 element, and now I will give the class name to this s2 tag as text to excel font bold mb hyphen 4. Okay, and here I will write content as create new task. Okay, and after this s2 tag I will create a div tag, and I will give the class name as mb hyphen 4. Okay, and inside this div, okay, first I will create a label element. Okay, and this label will be responsible for title, so I will give as label for html for title. Okay, and I will give class name to this label as block text hyphen gray. Okay, text hyphen gray hyphen 700. text hyphen sm and font hyphen bold and mb hyphen 2. Okay, and here I will write label as title. Okay, and after this label I will create a input tag, input element. So I will create input, and this type will be text. Okay, input type text. Okay, so name I can pass as title, id I can pass as title again. Okay, and here I will define our class name first. So class name will be equal to input. Okay, this input class name I will create into a global css. Okay, so for as of now you can ignore it, we can create it later. So input, then focus colon outline none, and also again focus shadow hyphen outline. Okay, so it's done. Now what I will do, I will like this input element I have created, but it's not like controlled by this the reactor. So let's make it controlled element. So for that I will pass value as title. Okay, and I will create a onChange event on it. So onChange, so here I will pass a callback function. Okay, so it will do like set title, okay, to e dot target dot value. Now if I save it, got formatted. Now here you can see it, we have successfully created our input element for title. Okay, so what I can do here, I can copy this div, okay, and paste it two more times. Okay, and let's modify, like the first div is responsible for like taking the title, okay, of the task. Now in the second div we need to change this like title to description. So I will write description. Okay, and here instead of input it will be a text area. So we can write text area. Okay, and the text area is not a self closing text, we need to close it. So we can write it as slash text area. Okay, we don't need to pass the type for the text area. Okay, we can pass name, id, it can be same, class name will be also same, and value we need to change here. Instead of the value of title it will be a description. So and on change set description. Okay, and also we can change this name also here. So name will be description. Here also we can change to description. So it's done. Okay, now let's modify for the third div. Okay, so in the third div, like is HTML for the value will for it will be status. Okay, here also it will take a status. Okay, so instead of input element, like it will take a select element. So we'll create a select element, name will be status and id will be status. Okay, and inside a status I will create a four option here. Sorry, not four, three option. So let's create option asterisk 3. So it will create a three option. Okay, now let's define the value for every option. So for the first option value will be to do. Okay, here I can write the same to do. Okay, for second option the value will be in progress. Okay, here also we can mention in progress. Okay, and for third option it will take done, and here I can also mention done. Okay, now let's define the value for this state. So value, so will be status. Okay, and also can create a event like on change event on this selected element. So on change will be like we create a callback function here. with the help of arrow function. So here we write set status, okay, to e dot target dot value, okay, and here also we need to define the type of this value. So value will be task of status, okay. So now it's done. And also for the select tag we need to define the class name. So class name will be same input, okay, focus, okay, focus colon outline hyphen none, okay, and again focus colon shadow hyphen outline, okay. So like we have created a like UI for our task form, okay. So now we need to modify one more pages, okay. So for that we will open our global css dot like global dot css page, okay. So inside this you can see some default code, okay. So you can remove this code, okay, you can remove all of this code, okay. And here we'll define a input class, okay, and here we write add red apply, okay, and we'll apply some properties, okay, Tailwind CSS class properties to this input class. So let's write a property as shadow, okay, appearance hyphen none, border rounded w hyphen full, py hyphen 2 and px hyphen 3, text hyphen gray hyphen 700 and leading hyphen tight, okay. Let's save it. And now what I will do, I will run my application, okay, to see if I am getting any error or not. So for that I will open my terminal and write a command as npm run dev control, click on this link. So now as you can see our like application is running, but here we can't see our task form. So let's render our task form to this page, okay. So for that I will come back to our VS Code editor, okay. I will minimize the terminal and I will go to the like home page, like in this, in my case it's page.tsx, okay. And here you can see some default code which is provided by the Next.js itself, okay. So we can remove all of this code. So just select all this code inside the return statement and remove it. And here I will create a element, okay, main, and I will give the class name to this main element as container mx hyphen auto px hyphen 4 and py hyphen 8, okay. So inside this main element I will create another div and I will define the class name as flex justify between and items center and mb hyphen 4, okay. And inside this div I will create a new button, okay. So I will create a button element and here I will write a content as create new task, okay. Now what I will do, now let's first see what I am getting on my web page. So you can see I am getting a button called create new task, okay. So instead of a normal button I will use a button from a Next UI, okay. Like if you remember, like we have installed a Next UI also into our Next.js application. So we'll go to the official documentation page of Next UI, okay. And here we'll select the components, okay. We'll navigate to the component page. So here from the component list, okay, on left side we'll select a button, and let's see how we can use this button. Okay, so to make use this button, we just need to import this button. Okay, we can see the code here. Okay, we need to import this button from Next.UI-org/react. So I will copy the import statement. Okay, if you notice, I have already installed a button component from Next.UI, so I will use the same. So I will just rename it to button with capital B. Okay, and I will define the color for this button as, okay, let's see the suggestion. So you can see this button value, the next UI is accepting. So I can select a primary. Okay, I will select the primary value. Now if I go to our page, you can see I am getting a nice button here. Okay, and what I want here, like once I click on this button, a model should open where our task form should be rendered. Okay, so now let's create that also. So to open so to use the model, okay, we will again navigate to our next UI. Okay, and we'll navigate to the model component. Okay, here you can see the model component is here. Now let's see how we can use it. So if you scroll down, okay, and let's see this model. So if I, yeah, so I can use this model. So let's see the code how we can use it. First we need to import, okay, the model component. So I will copy all is this the component. Okay, because we have successfully we have already used this. We are already importing a button from Next.js, so we don't need to write it twice. Okay, we can import in the same line. So here I just, in the curly bracket, I will just press a comma, and I will paste our next component. Okay, so for my case, so I need model. Okay, so I have copied all the model import components. Okay, and paste it here. Okay, and instead of this button, I can change it to React. Okay, and it will also work. So if I refresh it, let's see. Okay, fail to import. Okay, I am getting some error. Button is defined multiple times. I guess I have import the button twice here. So just remove the duplicate one. Okay, and if I go to our application, if I refresh it, okay, it should work fine. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's working fine. There is no error. So it's done. So now let's see how we can create a model. Okay, so to create a model, first we need some, like first we need to use disclosure. Like we need to handle this, or to open a model we need some functionality. So we can get the functionality as like this. So we'll create an object first, and it will be equal to use disclosure. Okay, which we are getting from the, like, next UI itself. Okay, and it will give me some functionality. So okay, let's see what functionality it's giving. So if I press control space, so you can see these are the function which we are getting from the use disclosure. So for our case, okay, we need is open functionality. Okay, let's press again control space, and also we need on open change. Okay, and one more functionality which we need is on open. Okay, so just save it. So let's define our model. So where can we define, like outside this div? Okay, we can create a model. So write model like this. Okay, and here we'll pass is open. Okay, is open, it will be equal to the is open which we are getting from, sorry for delay, like my device is running slow. Okay, like this is open we are getting from the use disclosure functionality. Okay, and also we need to define on open change. Okay, so on open change, it will be equal to on open change. Okay, so on open, change. Okay, and also we need to define two more properties as is dismissible. Okay, so here I will write as false. Now what it will do, now if you create any model and if you click outside of the model window, so like if you don't define these properties, that then in that case your model will be closed. But in what I want, like model should only be closed once I submit a form or once I user click on the close button. Okay, in this two scenario only our model should be closed. Okay, so for that I will define like is dismissible as false. Okay, and now one more property I need to define is keyboard dismiss disable. Okay, and here I will write as true. Okay, so it's done. So inside our model, okay, now you can see it's giving some error message. Now let's see what is the error message. Okay, it's like required some key properties, so let's define it. Okay, so inside our model we'll create a model content. Okay, so model content, and this one also we have like imported from the Next UI. Okay, so inside our content, okay, we will create a function like callback function here. So I will create an object here, and then with the help of arrow function we'll create a function. Okay, like this. Okay, so in the argument it will take on close. Okay, so it will give me a on close property which we can use to our task form. Okay, so here I will import our task form. Okay, like this, and we will pass this on close. Okay, as a props to this task form. Okay, on close. Okay, so now here you can see I am getting some error, so or warning message you can see like property on close does not exist on type. Okay, so like this what is saying that this task form component is not accepting this on close props because we have not defined it. Okay, yet, so let's define it also. So we will navigate to our task form. Okay, so first I will define the interface. So here I will write interface. Okay, and here I will write, okay, my bad, spelling mistake. Interface name will be task form type. Okay, so let's see the type of this task form. So now it will take a on close function. Okay, as a props, so it's a function like it, so won't take anything as a argument, so we'll write as a empty parenthesis and then arrow function, and here we'll write void because this on close function also does not return anything. So for that case we can mention as void, and here we can destructure our props. So it will take on close. Okay, and I will mention the task type as task form type. Okay, so just save it, and if I go to our page.tss, you can see the error is gone. Okay, so now like here we have defined our model. Okay, okay, also let's remove all of the unused component. Okay, because we only need this model content. Okay, and on the button, if you not remember, we have created a one button. Like once I click on this button, then only the form will be open. Okay, why I'm getting any this error? What? Cannot find a do. I think it will be resolved soon. Okay, so now let's like create a on click functionality on this button. So here after this color I will write on press. Okay, and here I will write on open. Okay, and from on press I will write on open. Okay, so if I navigate to our like browser. So here like we have this create new task. So once I click on this create new task, you can see our new like create new task, sorry, a form has been rendering on you on the UI, like the form which we have created. We have the heading, we have title, description, status. Okay, so we forgot to create the like submit button here. Okay, so now let's create it. So again we will go to our task form. Okay, so we will navigate down. So after this div, okay, after the select element, you can see a div closing tag. So after this div, okay, on line number 66, I will create a button. So again I will import it from Next.UI/React. Okay, button. Okay, and here I will write as, sorry, add task. Okay, I will define the color as primary. Okay, and also I will define the type, like what will be the type of this button. So type will be submit, like this will be a submit button. So once I click on this button, so it will submit our form. Okay, so let's see. So now here on the UI you can see a button has been created, but once I click on this button, nothing has happened, but our form is getting submitted. Okay, so like let's write the function like submit logic, okay, into our task form. So for that, what I will do, I will create a function like const called handle, handle submit. Okay, this will be equal to, like I will create a arrow function here. Okay, so now this handle submit will accept a argument like event. Okay, and I will define the type of this event as, the type will be react. Okay, dot form event. Okay, and here first we need to prevent the default behavior of our form. So we will write e dot prevent default. Okay, and here we'll write a simple check if there is title. Okay, then only submit our form. Okay, so for that, first like if you remember, we have created a add task functionality into our task component, sorry, task context. Like here if you see, we have created our add task function, and we are exporting it also. So we can import this add task into our task form component. Okay, so let's import it. Let's see how we can import it. So first I will write const. Okay, and empty object, I will first I'll write, it will be equal to use task context. Okay, make sure it should import it from the right path. Okay, and I will call it here. Now if I like press the our cursor into within this curly bracket, and if I press control space, you can see the like variable and the functionality which we can use from our task context. Okay, so for our case, like for example, now we need add task, so we will import it. Okay, now we'll come back to our handle submit function, and inside this if statement we'll write add task. Okay, and like this add task will accept a task per, okay, task as argument. So we'll define our task. So first we'll create an id. So like every time once we create a task, so it will generate a unique id. It will generate a unique ID. And for getting a unique id, I will use a date method. Okay, so I will use date dot now, like this, and then you can write title, description, and status. Okay, now you can see error also has been resolved. And now we will clear our input field. So for that we'll write set title to empty string. Okay, set description to empty string. Okay, here instead of all I will write to do. Okay, so here just modify one thing. Okay, instead of all it should be to do, and now here also I will write set status. Okay, and again it will be to do. And one more thing, like we are using this on close, so we will use this on close function here. Like once we submit our form, so model should be closed, so for that we'll write on close here also. So it's done guys. Like we have created our task form. Now let's test it. Okay, so whether we are receiving the like form or sorry task or not. And if you notice, like we have already controlled the task. Okay, like we do this in our previous video. Okay, so now let's navigate to our web page. Okay, now I will open the inspect menu. Okay, and I will navigate to console. I will clear it. Now I click on this create new task. Okay, and here I will define the title. So title will, let's say, task 1. Description, this is task 1. And status I will select as to do. Now if I click on add task, okay, you can see not form getting submitted. Okay, so I guess I have not called this, like I have created a handle submit, but we have not called it. Okay, you can see it's defined, but it's never used it. Okay, so I will copy this handle submit. I will navigate to our form, and here I will write on submit. Okay, and inside this curly bracket I will paste this function name like handle submit. Now again just clear this terminal. Okay, again click on the create new task, define the task as task 1. Description, this is first task. Okay, status to do. Now if I click on add task, so like nothing is showing here, but our model has been closed. And if you notice on the console menu, okay, here you can see inside our task list one task has been added. Like you can see the id. Okay, title also task 1, description also, this is first task, and status for the task also. Status for the task also. Okay, so that's it for this video guys. I hope you learn how we can create a task form into our Next.js application. Okay, so in the next video we will render this task list onto our UI. Okay, so stay tuned in this tutorial series. And if you like this video, just hit that like button and make sure to subscribe our channel also, and also enable the notification so you never miss any update. And if you have any query, suggestion or opinion for me, you can comment it down. I read every comment. So I read every comment. So that's it guys. Thank you for watching this video. I will meet soon in the next video. Till then, happy coding.